Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. My name is Christopher Bell. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a long-term Boglehead investor. And I'm author of the book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon. Go buy it so I can get rich and you can stay poor. Anyway, guess what it is? Guess what time it is? It's story time with Strongman. Today we're going to read my favorite children's story, Stop Being a Broke Loser by Christopher Bell. Me. That's me. All right. In this chapter, we're going to talk about cars. Chapter 11. Specifically, cars are your enemy. That's right. I'm actually really bitter right now because I have to go buy like a used van. And yes, I'm going to drive a van. Punk. If you make fun of me, just remember I max my tax advantage accounts. But I have to go buy a van because I have two freaking kids now. We're about to have two kids. What a freaking pain. Anyway, let's read from this chapter. And then I'll just do some side commentary because I know you guys love that, as well as seeing my hot body. So in a lot of chapters, I start with a kind of a story that mocks people or, gets to a point. So here's the story. Women love my car, bro. I drive through town, windows down, blaring Nickelback at max volume. I'm cool, bro. That's how you get the chicks. My Oakley half jackets gleam in the intense midsummer sunlight. Heads turn when I drive by, drawn by the obnoxiously loud rumble of my exhaust pipe. Oh, he must be rich. He has a car. Oh my God, he's so hot. Oh, impregnate me. Women flush and men feel envy when they see me on the road, wishing they could be a part or afford what I have. There's nothing like a nice car to signal that you are a success. That's all you gotta do, bro. Doesn't matter if you work at McDonald's. Just buy a car, bro, and you're good. You have made it in life. I sneer at broke losers who buy used Toyota Corollas or Ford Fiestas because they obviously cannot afford to buy a nice car like mine. Oh, I'm so rich and amazing. How can you possibly impress teenage girls? If you want to do that, you degenerates. And financially illiterate teenage boys without having an awesome new sports car. Sure, I may be $60K in car debt for a car valued at $38,000 on the Kelley Blue Book. Sure, I pay $850 a month on car payments. That means I'm rich, bro, because I have a big car payment. $250 a month for car insurance and thousands of dollars a year on maintenance. But I get the chicks, bro. Yes, I have nothing saved for retirement and $50 in my savings account. But who cares? It's only costing me 60% of my after-tax income to afford the car. That is the price of success, loser. Now, if that story spoke to you, you're a sad, pitiful, despicable piece of worthless crap who's gonna be broke their entire freaking life. Buying your little cars. Oh my God, I'm so amazing. Only freaking losers buy expensive cars and think it's gonna get them girls or fame or notoriety. Be jealous of my Ford Fiesta. Does that sound like you? Well, congrats. You are a broke freaking loser. Cars are the mortal enemy of wealth accumulation. Most Americans are broke. They look rich, but they're freaking broke. And it is due to car payments and associated expenses. That's really my fundamental belief. I think it's cars and getting a house too big that keeps most people poor. Oh, I can't make it in America, but I have a huge car payment. I buy a new car all the time. Oh, we need communism. All Americans must pay rent or mortgage, food, utilities, and other bills out of necessity. But they do not have to pay car payments as a necessity. Yes, you have to buy a car, but you don't have to keep it. Or you don't have to keep paying payments. You can pay it off and then keep the car. The average American spends $554 a month or $6,600 annually on car payments alone. Add in $1,758 a year for car insurance to protect your worthless piece of metal. $1,186 a year of maintenance, $1,500 for fuel, and the annual cost of one vehicle can exceed $10,000 per year. Imagine what you could do with $10,000. Maybe max your IRA. Maybe almost max your spouse's IRA. Now just buy a car, bro. Since the average family has 1.88 cars, I actually have a .88 car. Some American families are potentially blowing around $20,000 a year on cars. And where's all this money going to? To pay for an asset. Yeah, it's an asset. that will be worth about 40% of its original value after 5 years. That's like Tattooed Chef stock. You know, you put $100 in it and then it's worth like $40 or whatever the stock price is. It's worth, you know, it's down 60%. Imagine paying $100 for a stock and it drops to $40 in 5 years. Great return, huh? Now, in a technical accounting definition, a car is an asset. I know, okay, I'm an accountant. But old Chris Bell can assure you, cars are horrible liability in the realm of personal finance. Avoid car payments, and this is going to be controversial, like a fat lady avoids kale or ape father. The idea that a car symbolizes your social status needs to die a horrible death. The car industry's advertising is so successful and pernicious, and Americans are so stupid, they are, that they willingly destroy their financial futures by throwing a huge chunk of their lifetime earnings into pieces of junk, simply to signal they have status. Oh my God. Broke loser status. That's what status you have with a nice new car. Freaking loser. Yeah, I'm talking to you. In my ideal world, this is strongman's world, people would be mocked for buying new expensive cars. You get freaking like poop thrown in your face. You'd be, put out and, tied to a tree and spanked and laughed at and covered in filth and garbage because you bought a new car. That's what you deserve. Oh, can't get ahead in America. There would be a part of the local newspaper dedicated to ridiculing local townsfolk who bought a new car. Could you imagine that? Young women would swoon at the sight of a rusting Ford Fiesta. Oh, I have a Ford Fiesta, ladies. Or a Toyota Corolla and laugh at shiny new BMWs. Little boys would aspire to buy the cheapest, ugliest car possible to free up their future income to build true wealth. Imagine that. You don't spend a lot of money on a freaking car. Think about what you can do with that. It's rocket science. That would be a logical world that glorified real wealth and success. But alas, most Americans are too financially illiterate storks to understand what it means to be wealthy. The average American has accepted they will have to lease or make car payments for the rest of their life. You always got to buy a new car, bro. It is madness to pay off your car and not immediately buy a new car, right? You just got to buy a new one, bro. It's old, bro. It's not going to work. You must get the latest and greatest model car every 5 years. People would make fun of you. Broke losers would make fun of you if you do not. So you better stay broke your whole life if you know what's good for you. This belief swindles the middle-class American out of the opportunity to invest their way into the upper class and enriches stockholders of car companies. Like me. And no, I don't own a Tesla. In a way, I benefit from this ridiculous belief because I own shares of car companies through my mutual funds. Every time someone buys a brand new car that immediately loses 20% of its value, I, Chris Bell, and you could too, reap the rewards through stock price appreciation and dividend distributions from my delicious, superstitious car stocks, except for Tesla. Are cars a necessity in the U.S.? In many cases, yes. People need to commute to work. Does a fully loaded $50,000 sports car qualify as a necessity? You just have to have it. You're successful. You just got a promotion to manager. You got to get a new car, bro. Otherwise, people are just going to, fire you. Unless they're already financially independent, have millions of dollars in the bank, and have nothing else to spend their money on. The purpose of your car, listen up, boys, buckos, is to get you from point A to point B. Point A to point B. I'm not telling you to go buy a $500 1970s beater car from your local redneck. We have those here. But the thought of spending more than $10,000 or even $20,000 on a car would make you sick, should make you sick to your stomach. To do that, you will have to accept the fact that you're going to buy a slightly used, dependable car that you're going to keep till it blows up, figuratively or literally. Expect to have a car with 150,000 or 200,000 miles on it, or more before you replace it. Hell, if my cars keep going, I'm going to drive them forever, bro. My delicious Fiesta only has like 53,000 miles. I've had it for like 5 years. And it's been paid off for 5 years. Chumps. Sure, you can ignore my advice and keep buying new cars. Just go buy a new car, bro, that you can barely afford. But it is ultimately up to you whether you decide to accumulate wealth or stay poor your whole life. What can you do instead of buying a car? Or a new car. Buy a slightly used car with low mileage, if you can. Ideally, you want to look for a used car that is 1 to 2 years old, since car depreciation is front-loaded in the first few years and levels off over time. This is not an ironclad rule, however. You can buy much older cars. The key factor you're looking for in your next car purchase is value, like value investing. Like Tesla, value stock. Value is getting the best overall deal for your money, which you almost never get with a brand new car. Status. If you must spend an extra $2,000 up front for a dependable used car that will save you $5,000 in repairs compared to other cars, then do so. The price of a car is not what you pay up front, but what you will pay in the future for maintenance, insurance, gas, and more. I know there's other costs besides your car payment. It's crazy. Kelley Blue Book is the best place to research the fair market value of cars you are looking to purchase. KBB provides estimates of a car's market value based on its current condition and mileage. Understanding your car's KBB value will give you leverage in a negotiation with a dealer or a private party and is the best way to avoid getting ripped. If someone wants more than the KBB value for your car, walk away. What if you already have 2 car payments for 2 new cars that you just had to buy to show off to your mommy and daddy? Oh my God, I'm so successful, mommy. My only advice is to pay them off as quickly as you can or sell them and buy cheaper used cars. While I do not recommend paying off your mortgage faster, you want to eliminate car payments quickly. They usually have higher interest rates. Car payments, especially if you bought 2 new cars, will eat up a huge portion, massive portion like something I have, of your disposable income. If you can't sell the cars, your best bet is to tackle the car payment with the lowest balance with any extra disposable income you have, pay it off, and then add the money you were paying to the first car to the second car payment. Once you pay off both cars, you are not buying a new car anymore. You're going to keep those cars? I don't care if this new exciting Tesla comes out or the Ford Focus, or not Ford Focus, what is it? The Ford Lightning. I don't care. Whatever car you have, you're going to keep it and you're going to pay it off. And then your match tax advantage counts. Crazy. Now, for loan durations, I recommend 5-year car loans for used cars. If you focus on getting a used car that meets the specifications we just discussed, you will not pay more than $10,000 to $20,000 for your next car. The 5-year loan gives you a lower payment and gives you more flexibility in exchange for a slightly higher interest rate. You can actually pay it off early. Just make sure you don't have any prepayment penalties. If you decide you don't want to pay off the car quickly, you can make extra payments on top of your minimum payment. If you have a rough month with other expenses, you can just pay the minimum car payment and make it up the following month. Just make sure your lender does not charge a prepayment penalty. Those will clap your cheeks, boys. Now, last but not least, concluding section. If your car is worth only a few $1,000s and you have enough emergency savings to cover any major car repairs, you are self-insured and you do not need to have comprehensive and collision. Okay, do your own research, but I don't have comprehensive or collision on my car. I haven't had that on my car for freaking years, okay? It's just extra money you gotta pay in insurance premiums. No comprehensive, no collision. My insurance for 2 cars is like $45 a month. I know you gotta pay out of pocket if something gets damaged, but if you have money and savings, that's the risk you can take. You can drop those, comprehensive and collision, and save an average of $788 a year, which you can use either to fatten, like Ape Father, your emergency savings to prepare for any possible car repairs, or to invest in assets for your future, like other cars, right? Why spend almost $800 a year to insure a worthless hunk of metal? Insurance should only be bought to protect you from major financial catastrophes, such as your home burning down, totaling your brand new car I told you not to buy, or dying early. Spending almost $800 a year to protect a paid off car worth only a few $1,000s is a complete waste of money. Your state will require you to maintain a certain level of liability protection, which is understandable, but comprehensive and collision are an easy expense to drop. Now, don't get mad at me if you drop it and then you get into a car wreck and then you got to pay for everything, okay? That's a possibility. But think about my Ford Fiesta. It's a piece of junk. I don't care what happens to it, okay? That's why I don't have comprehensive or collision. If it gets damaged and it's the other driver's fault, I mean, that actually happened. They had to freaking pay for it anyway. There's nothing more I can tell you about cars. Either you accept cars as a destroyer of your financial success and stop buying them, or you keep doing what you have been doing and stay broke your whole life. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Stop being a broke loser. By Christopher Bale. That's me right there. You see it? Sexy. Ugh. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful, delicious night. Cheers.